mis amores, Johnny here. This video is a little bit different than usual, but I really want to have y'all jump in a little bit into my brain and into what I'm actually going through right now. Before we jump in, I just want to take a moment to breathe with y'all and it's kind of like be honest and be present with y'all as well. Of course, as you can imagine, life has been hitting a little bit hard recently. I'm going to talk specifically about my grandparent, Popo, or Tofo, as a lot of people know him. He's been battling Alzheimer's, and it's honestly tough and heartbreaking. And I wanted to have a space and moments and kind of like a way for me to acknowledge some of the things that I have learned through his battle with Alzheimer and some of the things that I think that we should all kind of like remember, you know? Life is full of lessons, and there's definitely some lessons that I have learned from seeing him go through all of these really difficult times. So I definitely want to share with y'all that some of the lessons that I learned, some of the journey that we're going through, and let's go on this journey together. A couple of years ago, I started to hear that my grandparents started to forget different things and forget where he was and forget where they were going, and this has been escalating now to the point that he sometimes forget who is talking to him and who we are and how we are related to him, and it's honestly heartbreaking. And seeing him, I never had a really close connection with him. To be honest with y'all, I never really had a close connection with him, but I did learn a lot about him through my dad. So seeing him now in this stage of life and learning again through my dad and through my family about how he's doing right now, it really made me realize a lot of things recently. I think I'm in my Kylie era, realizing things. Honestly, the first things that I really did think about, it was like that we should live our life to the max every day that we can. Seeing my grandparent now like that, I realize how precious it is to have every moment that we can to really enjoy every breath that we have with the people that we have around us. I would say last week there were moments or days that I thought that maybe he was not going to make it over the night. And luckily now he's like dancing and like recover in a way that like it really makes you appreciate any kind of moment and any kind of situation that you have with somebody that you love. Even if you're like me, kind of like not that close to my grandparent Popo, I felt pain, of course, because I realized how precious each moment really is. And I can see the pain in the people like my father who are now, I see them wanting to long and wanting to go and create new moments and live those moments as much as they can together. Just appreciate those hugs, that you get from the people that you love. I think in these kind of moments in life, it's when we are reminded that those hugs and those seconds and those interactions are not forever. Moving on, I think that one of the other things that I also learned a lot from this experience that I'm still trying to put in practice is we need to tell people that we love them. Like, as simple as that. It's something that, like, maybe we don't do that often, and we forget to do to the people that we love and to our family. Like, when was the last time that you actually told your mom that you love her? And not just told her, but you'd express it to her, like that you're grateful for her, that you love her, like in the full sense of the word love, you know? I was talking to one of my friends a couple of weeks ago, and they mentioned like I can't remember exactly what they said, but it was something about you feel a connection with the person that you're hugging after you hug them for more than 10 seconds, I think they mentioned. And it's something that I'm intentionally been trying to do with the people that I love, like to hug them at least for 10 seconds, you know. It really reminds me of that bond that we all have, and that it fuels my life and it fuels other people's life like that. Like, now thinking about my grandparent, like, I can sadly I sadly can't remember the last time that I told him I love you, and that I knew that he understood me. I recently have said it to him, but I'm sure that he didn't know who was talking to him. So yeah, tell the people that you love them. If you love them, don't forget. Don't remind them that. Remind them that you love them. You know. I think in the U.S. specifically, we are obsessed with the culture of physical health, and then we forget about mental health. This is something that I really want to incorporate a lot more in my conversations with my family, and I think we have learned a lot about how our mental health deteriorate over the times and over the years, and it's just something that we need to continue working on. Your physical health is as important as your mental health, and sometimes we forget about that. And I've been talking to some doctors, and I've been going to check my brain as well, and kind of like go through the process of like figuring out how to prevent diseases like Alzheimer's, which are sadly genetically continue or passed down in generations. And it's something that my dad should start thinking and considering on how to maybe improve in their health, and same with me, in order to not get to a point where we are forgetting everything, to put it in a jokingly way. And my last reflection from all of this is that our values shape who we are, and that will never change. I see my grandparent now battling with Alzheimer, not remembering who they are, but I can still see in some of the videos that I've been sent recently, I can still see that inner kid that my grandpa has, like, and I can still see them laughing and making jokes, and kind of like maybe not understanding the situation or not knowing what is going on around them, but still being a happy and a cordial person. I think that's something that definitely was passed through and passed down on my dad, and definitely something that I would like to continue trying to have as a value, which is, you know, being positive and being kind with people. And I think those two things are reflected even now when he is like making jokes in the hospital bed, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe that at this age and in this situation he's still, you know, like cracking a joke. And I think about like, this is something that my dad would probably like, it's something that my dad has done actually, like, so it's like, you know, I think it's just the way that they are, and it's just kind of like a good way to see life, that it's just you can laugh and be positive about things even when everything is going down the drain. Or some people could say it like that, you know. But yeah, those are four different things, you know, those four different reflections that I feel like I learned recently, thinking about my grandparents, thinking about my dad, thinking about mortality, life, death, all of these things that I think are very important for everyone, and that like growing up, I think also are not really well thought upon, and like I wasn't really thought about thinking about that and understanding that in a way that it's natural as it is, and kind of like learning from it, you know. So I wanted to share these four reflections or things that I've been thinking about. um, this is definitely a different kind of videos than what I usually do, but I feel like it's also a good way for me to sit down and process my own feelings as well, and help maybe somebody who might be going through something similar. If you want more videos like these, I'm looking at the monitor right now. It looks like a fairy fantasy land, and this is literally a corner of my room. So I think I'm gonna call this a corner of my mind. Yeah, I like that. Anyway, um, thank you for watching all the way. If you did, leave me a comment. I would really appreciate that. Leave a moon emoji if you watch all the way through. I'll see you in the next one, mis amores. Bye.